y'all, Dawn with 7 Acres Homestead here. Thank you for joining us for Canning 101 classes. For those of you who are ready to get started canning, today's class will be, what is canning and why do I want to do it? So what is canning and why do you want to do it? Home canning is basically the process of storing back food for long term, usually in a glass jar using approved time and temperature processing. The food is then heat processed to a specific time and temperature in order to kill off bacteria and toxins that may be in the food. Sounds scary, right? It's not. It's actually very simple. And in this series, I'm going to take you guys through how to do it step by step. In 1974, there was actually a steamboat wreckage from 1865 that was recovered from the bottom of the Missouri River. There was actually canned food that was still in good shape down there, and they had it tested. And although the texture and the color and the vitamin content had degraded some, it was ruled that it was still perfectly safe to eat. It was 109 years old. So definitely it is something that can be safe. So home canning has been a way to preserve fruits and vegetables and meats for generations. Long before you could buy that stuff in the grocery store, people were canning it at home. So if you are new to canning, or you just kind of want to touch up on your canning skills, the very first thing that I would recommend that you do is get this book right here. This is the complete book of home preserving from Ball. So when you look for this book, you're going to look for the Ball Complete Book of Home Preserving. This has all of your charts and all kinds of recipes. There's over 400 recipes in there. And if you don't find a specific recipe that you're looking for, you can always find one that you can tailor to your needs. And there's charts in there telling you what temperatures to can everything at, whether it's water bath or pressure canning, how long you have to pressure can or water bath it, depending on what your altitude is. And it's just a very simple way to just look at a chart and go, oh, okay, I need to water bath can this for 25 minutes and I'm done. So I recommend having this book on hand at all times. I would say to buy the spiral version because, as you can see, my version is just a little bit jacked up from being in the kitchen so much. The spiral version actually has plastic covers, and it's easier to keep clean and to keep it neat. So I did put a link to this book in my description box down below. This is to my Amazon store, and I found the very best deal I could find for you guys for this book. And I would recommend that that is the very first piece of equipment or thing that you buy if you're seriously considering canning. So, why do you want to can? That answer is different for different people. So the number one reason for me is healthier food. I don't like the fact that they put all kinds of preservatives and additives and chemicals in our food that we get from the grocery store. So I prefer to can my own so that I don't have all of that in there. And you may ask yourself, well, if the process of canning preserves the food without all of that, why are they adding all of that into our food? Well, one of the main reasons is because of things like taste, color, and texture. A lot of these preservatives keep a certain texture, certain color, certain taste in these foods, and that's where they want it. I personally would rather not have all of that in my food. I have some problems with some things like red food coloring and things like that I just don't want in my food. So, if you are that person who does not want or like all of these additives and chemicals in your food, then definitely home canning is something that you probably could take a look at. The second one is to preserve your own food. If you're a gardener or you want to be a gardener, or you just like to go to the farmer's market and get something fresh from your neighbors, or you have someone local that you buy beef from that you want to can some beef for some beef stew, then canning is definitely something that is for you. Another reason that people can is for disaster planning. Now, I don't mean just, the zombie apocalypse or China's invaded our shores or whatever you guys may be thinking as far as disasters go, but weather stuff. A couple of years ago here we have what we called Snowmageddon here in Texas where I live, and there were people who could not get out and get to the grocery store for a week to 2 weeks. Wasn't a big issue for us. We had plenty of food and water sitting here. So economic reasons is another one. Transmission goes out on your car, you have to replace it. Where are you going to get that extra money? Well, if you don't have to buy groceries for the next month, then hey, that's some way you can put back some money to fix your car. Hot water heater goes out, same thing, just whatever may happen financially. When it comes to food and inflation, that's another big thing. I'm not going to name any names or anything, but if you have a current administration that has food prices going through the flipping roof and you're trying to figure out how you're going to afford all of your groceries, buying it on sale even or processing your own is going to save you money in the long run. I can't tell you how many times we have used our food storage for different things, in between jobs, switching jobs, waiting for the next paycheck to come in. Hey, Christmas is coming up. I'm going to save some money back to buy some gifts. Well, you want to save a few $100? Dig into your food storage. Don't buy those groceries. Make meals over what you already got. That's another one. Now, our next video in this series is going to be talking about all of the tools and things that you need in order to be a home canner. There is nothing worse to me than getting all excited about starting a new project and gearing up and I'm going to set aside this day to start this, and you get in there and get started and realize you don't have all the equipment you need. And you got to go order it on Amazon and you got to wait 3 days for it to get there, and you have to start the process of planning that day all over again. So, the next video, I'm going to explain everything you need for water bath canning, everything you need for pressure canning, and all of the different tools and things that you're going to need in order to get started. So be sure and subscribe to the channel, and go in there and hit that notification bell to make sure that you're getting notifications on all of our videos. That way, when the next Canning 101 video comes out, you guys will be sure and not miss it, and you'll stay right in line with the series. Thanks for watching, and happy canning!